Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brian's podcast. This is a very special episode because we have a very special guest. For today's special guest, we have Grover from Sesame Street. He is coming onto our podcast because, as you know, recently he's been taking a break from popular media. He's taking a quick break, so we're glad you were able to come on and talk to us a little bit about it, Grover.
Hey, my name's Grover. If anyone didn't know, and glad to be on the show, man. Glad to be on the show.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. Now, for today's episode, we're going to be discussing some allegations, some drama going on, some drama Mondays, if you will, going on with Grover specifically. Now, Grover, we're aware that there has been some discourse behind the scenes going on the Sesame Street in question. Would you like to give a little
Yeah.
bit of an explanation, maybe some background for the viewers who are unaware?
So yeah, honestly, the main one always people always like talk to me about is and, like always people talk about on Twitter is like the one with Kermit the Frog. It's honestly really bad.
Yeah,
I
that was
love
some
some
that was some
drama
big stuff with
because
Kermit. Most the
yeah,
chat logs came out with Kermit. That was pretty interesting. Now, I'm not aware if you're huge, if like how close would you say you and Kermit were?
we were pretty close, and he just kind of betrayed me like that. Kind of put me on
Yeah,
blast. Kind of blamed me for
yeah.
everything.
We can imagine why you would at least I can imagine why you'd want to take a break from the show after something that's serious. Now, a little bit of background for people who aren't aware: Kermit was called out for being on Jeffrey Epstein's list. Um, pretty big news, honestly. Jack Black was also on there. A lot of hard hitters for us uh, television fans. A lot of hard hitters, but Grover was especially shocked. Would you like to go into that a little bit, Grover?
So let me actually explain a little bit. For the people
Yeah.
that don't know, I was blamed for being on an island, which I kind of was because Kermit invited a lot of people on this island, which I didn't know was Epstein's island until I got there. And I was like, so me, Fozzie, Kermit, and Elmo, we went
That was another
to
big
this
name.
island. We thought it was a private island, and we went there, and we're all I, me, Elmo, we were just chilling, doing our own thing. We were smoking in the bathroom, and then I went and I heard a room. Like I saw this room. It was weird, and it was this room, kind of like a box. And I put my ear to it, and I hear like screaming from like a child, and it was really scary.
Screaming from it. Oh my goodness, that must have
Honestly,
been awful. I imagine.
it's actually so hard to talk about.
What was going through your head
Um,
when you were when you were there? Really, you kind of just like want the deets.
I just wanted to get out there as fast as I could.
Oh
It was
yeah, for sure.
scary.
I can 100% see that.
I
Now,
wanted to just get out of there, so we got
yeah,
going.
yeah, of course, of course. Horse is a horse. Now, there's been a lot of stuff with Kermit as well. People coming out saying they don't associate with him. Big Bird, there was a lot of stuff with Big Bird recently. I don't know if you've seen this. Have
Oh
you seen
yeah,
this?
I
Have you heard
love
about
Big
this?
Bird. hmm I heard
Yeah,
about it. I never like talking about that, but what Big Bird
yeah. It's
did was
hard to.
a little shame,
It's really hard. I imagine it's really hard to
big
talk to.
disappointment. Cause I we
And
were like
because a lot of
already good
people were going,
friends.
and like as it happens, a lot of people, whenever this stuff does come out, they also try to come out and say stuff about their close friends. Now, I imagine it's a lot harder to talk about when you are actual friends with these people. I imagine it's kind of difficult for you to denounce them, seeing as you have gotten to know them. Um,
Honestly, it's
And
so
with Big
hard.
Bird, this is more of a because like for those who aren't aware, Big Bird was outed for being a massive cocaine addict. Um, a lot of seeds he's been putting into his body, and big stuff going on with Big Bird specifically. Um, Now, you you other than Cookie Monster are probably I would say probably the closest person to Big Bird other than Cookie Monster. Would you say that's accurate?
Elmo's up there too. Honestly, it was just so shocking to hear that he was doing that because behind the scenes, like it was just hard. So I decided to
Of
take a
course.
break from Sesame Street. So they kind of ripped me out of the show to say like I took a vacation, and I started to start an NBA career,
Oh yes, we were. I was
and I'm
interested in
doing a
talking to you about that. You
championship.
said that you were interested in getting into NBA basketball. Now it was hinted at in Sesame Street. There were some episodes where you were discussing basketball players, and I honestly thought it was kind of like there's a funny stuff in there, funny stuff. You talking about basketball. You have some funny things to say about the players as well. Now, I personally
Honestly,
think, yeah, go ahead.
but I just wanted this. I actually have got on a contract. People don't know this. I haven't talked about it pretty recently, but I got a contract to the Chicago Bulls, and I'm
Oh
kind of
wow,
enjoying
that's
the team,
big.
honestly.
That's big news.
Hoping I can get a good champ and get some good run.
No, no, I'm
Honestly, it's
not.
a dream of mine to get in the NBA.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, who else is on that team? I'm not extremely familiar with
Um,
the Chicago Bulls. Do you think you could maybe explain a little bit?
I'm not really familiar either. I haven't watched NBA or looked at the roster, but I'm hoping that there's some good people on that team.
Yeah, as you
I
would.
haven't done my research. I just got a contract pretty recently. I'm pretty exciting,
Now it's interesting that you're
honestly.
going into basketball as well because um, now I don't have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge on basketball. Clearly, you do.
Hmm.
So would you say that your experience in basketball is on a higher level or more on the lower side? Like how much have you been practicing at all?
I've been practicing a lot just to get in the league. Honestly, I've been doing pretty well at
Yeah.
scrimmages and across. I was in my own league at one point. I don't think you saw that. I was in my league and I did
Oh,
pretty good. I
really?
averaged 20 points, 12 rebounds, like 4 assists. Did pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. No, that was also. Weren't you on the L.A. Sesames? Is that I believe the team was called?
Yeah, that was the Sesame Street League that
Yeah, one of
they
the
came up
earliest.
with
No, I
back in
just
the day.
no. Me and I'm sure others, plenty of others thought that that was just a bit for the special, for the TV special. That was real. Is that
Yeah, it was real. It was real. It had multiple runs. I don't think people a lot we watched it. It was a good run. It was actual basketball, organized basketball with real NBA special qualified refs. So
that's
we were
really
playing
interesting.
it. I won about like a bunch of champions. I actually won four. I have the ring. That's
Wow.
on me right now.
You don't have the money. Oh no, that's very interesting. I'm sure we'd love to have you on. See if we can you can bring those rings with us with you if we can get on another
Honestly,
time.
I put a picture. I think you should put a picture on screen.
Yeah, here's the picture of
Is it online?
Grover's. Yeah, just send those over. We'll put them at him in afterwards. Yeah, here's some pictures of Grover's rings, basketball rings. Yeah, very interesting stuff, Grover. Thank you for letting us know about that your basketball area. Now, back to the the big topics. Now, I'm sure uh this is probably more difficult for you, and I'm sure plenty of now. As far as I'm aware, you and Elmo are the only Sesame Street cast members, and are the only people who ever worked on it where there's not been much drama, not been much of anything really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me and Emma, we've been keeping it pretty simple by living by our own standards. Cookie Monster, he, got into a gunfight and tragically lost. It was
that
so
was a big
sad.
one back in
That
2009. That
was the
happened, I
biggest one.
believe. Yeah, didn't his kid die? I think
It was
that's
so
pretty.
sad, man.
Oh no, yeah, I
Also,
think
just difficult to think about, man.
oh yeah, no, I think because like I heard personally
There's the
that
wrong side.
like he was in a battle. It was more of like a street fight with the Count. I think it was more of a territory thing going on there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he was
So,
kind of like
um,
pushing onto the
it
Count's
was like a okay.
territory.
So let me
Yeah,
explain
do you
it
think
all.
you could explain a little
Actually,
bit?
before this happened, let me explain a little bit. There was for the people I don't know, there was not a lot of people actually know this. Is that there was two separate neighborhoods with Sesame Street and Muppets, and then with like cereal mascots or like any mascots
Oh yeah, yeah, for
besides
sure.
like sports mascots. They have their own separate like
Yeah.
penthouses, but the mascots, Cookie Monster, kind of stepped foot in that on accident. Went to his backyard to retrieve like a football because him and Big Bird, another big drama in the community, Sesame Street. Kind of, they were playing football in the backyard. He climbed over the fence, and Count Dracula went fight like they went hand to hand like fighting, and then it turned to guns. Also, just
Mm.
tragic. I wasn't there. Me and Elmo, we were on a tour with some people, a band.
No, yeah, it's interesting to
Blink
look back
182.
on
We went on a
that.
tour.
It's yeah, Blink-182. Yeah, I think it's interesting to look back on because I think the Count has the biggest background record for being the most violent Sesame Street member. I think. Yeah, didn't he like eat a kid's face one time? Like,
Yeah, actually,
yeah, he
yeah.
like yeah, that was I think I don't remember that when that
That was
was.
real. People think that was lost
That was
media. That was gonna be on the air.
that was back in the
It happened
80s.
during an episode. It was back in the 80s, bro.
Yeah, he went Mike Tyson
Also,
straight
just
up ate a kid's ear.
crazy.
Yeah, very interesting stuff to look back on. It's very interesting that Cookie Monster and the Count were able to make amends after such troubles. Like they seem to
Mhm.
have always been in some sort of their relationship is very love hate relationship. Would you say?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but
Back on
enough
the
about
Cookie
them.
Monster
Uh,
death back in 2000 like 11,
oh
9.
yeah,
It's hard to think about.
very
I think it was
tragic.
9, right? It's been a
To
long
that
time.
No, I think yeah, it was a few years after the shootout. I think it was
Yeah.
2011, 2012, something like that. But no, I just think it's
Yeah.
beautiful that Cookie Monster was able to make amends with the Count at the time. I
Yeah,
just
the
think
count, the
it's
count.
yeah, I think
But
it's
there's
just great.
yeah, no, dude, I wanted to talk more about this. Is the day before he died and before the fight and like all that happened. The count again was where he talked to me and said like he was like saying like he feels like he has a target on his back and all that.
Oh,
Like
really?
someone's trying to hunt him down. So he was in his like house, like his nice house. He had a nice house. He was in there and got murdered. And the security camera footage, it only came out to me and Elmo and Big Bird. It was just
Yeah, that was
so
one of
tragic to
the.
look at.
I imagine that was extremely difficult for you to see that. Now, this is news to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people. Um, but no, that's interesting. Uh, I believe, yeah, that was such an unexpected death. You were one. I think the Count was one of the main suspects, especially because of the shootout. A few years
No, he
before the
was.
fact. Yeah, he was one of the main suspects. It was very interesting. A
He
lot of
was
people were
okay. It
saying
was
that he did
actually
it.
you don't. People actually I know this because the detectives told me that it was a multiple people, and it was the count, and it was like a bunch of It was I think
The Cookie Crisp
think
mascot, I think, was
yeah
was a
he was there.
big.
Yeah, that was the other one. Sorry, I was trying to think of
Yeah,
mascot.
because there were.
Yeah, he
I've
was there.
heard that there was constant bickering and constant sort of discourse between Cookie Monster and the Cookie Crisp mascot, who I'm forgetting the name at the moment. You'll have
Yeah,
to
they
forgive
called
me.
each other out on like a
Yeah,
talk show.
yeah.
Like
Oh
he
my
showed
God,
it
they
a
were on Jimmy
lot.
Kimmel. They
It was
pulled out.
crazy.
He pulled out a cookie. No coming back after that. I think. Very interesting that
Yeah,
even happened on live. There
honestly, it
was
had to be done.
now a few. I don't know when this was, but I think it was like a few years ago. you went on Conan, and you went out saying that, like, I don't know, this might seem a little abrupt, but you went out saying that you've had feelings for Miss Piggy for a bit now. Would you like to touch up on that, or just give a little
Oh, that was
explanation?
it was a big joke. It was kind of hinted at
Oh, it was a
before, but
big
I didn't
joke.
want to.
That's pretty
It was
funny.
trying to be a joke
Yeah, because a lot
because
it
before the
was
Epstein
funny.
kind of stuff came out.
Oh yeah,
They're trying to
yes,
make a
yes.
joke.
I completely
They're trying to hint
understand.
as more as a joke. It's just that. Sorry, I burped. I had a Coca Cola before
Oh
this.
yeah, no, it's okay. My balls burped
I
as
just
well,
wanted to
so
say like
I completely get it.
it honestly was crazy that the Cookie Crisp mascot on the count were arrested. They're
Yeah,
serving
they were held in
40 in
custody
jails
for a
right
while.
now.
They both no wait, they never solved the
They're not
crime,
gonna
did
get
they?
parole until like a couple of years, like a decade to now.
Wow, that's wild stuff.
Like the crime
Now,
scene photos, I don't. It's crazy.
oh yeah, the crime scene. Now that was a big one. Let's put those photos on screen now. Cookie Monster was absolutely mutilated. His corpse. Now,
His head
I
was cut
still think.
off, man. It was
Oh yeah, I still think that the killer is still out there. I believe the killer is
There's
still
another
out
killer.
there.
There's three guys. They were all in hoods, and the only people that have been caught was the
Yeah, no,
protagonist
I
and
believe it was the main character in Fraggle Rock.
Cookie
Now,
Monster.
humor me for a moment. Fraggle Rock is one of the most commonly mistreated shows in uh, your part of the
My
woods,
work
your hood of
area.
the jacket. Yeah, your just work area.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was a bad of a show.
Now, there
I don't
was
think it had any
some.
correlation to the shooting.
No, I think with the Cookie Monster specifically, I heard some stuff about the main Fraggle Rock character. There was some he seemed to be, because Sesame Street being the more popular show would end up getting more studio lots and end up taking more space away from Fraggle Rock, being the less popular show. And I think, and a lot of people a lot of people have been suggesting that maybe that might have something to do with the death of Cookie Monster. Now, obviously, this is no joking matter. Cookie Monster, a beloved icon, is dead. This was 2012, 2013 when this happened.
2013.
Now, they were
It was
never
a
able
sad day
to.
for me to hear that call.
Yeah.
To hear
Where
that
were you
from
when
Elmo.
where were you when
I was actually at the supermarket. I was buying some steak, trying to cook it up. I was just gonna cook up with Cookie Monster, Elmo,
you
and me
scheduled
coming
a
over
barbecue
for
with your friends? Wow. That's
mm-hmm.
very tragic.
Scheduled a little no, like a steak out,
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
steak,
yeah.
cook out,
Uh
mac and cheese and all that.
okay. So it sounds like you were planning a very nice evening. Now,
I was
if
planning
only
honestly a nice evening.
yeah, so the interesting thing is I remember saying something about there was cameras in Cookie Monster's house at the time.
Yeah,
But
that's how the crime scene footage was like actually there,
yeah, but
because I had
it
like
was clearly
cameras.
corrupted by someone corrupted the footage.
Only a couple minutes of the footage were released. There's actually more, but it's just so
It's really
far
hard to
broken.
find
That's
as
why it's
well.
hard
They
to
kind
find.
of it got leaked because of the someone on the internet, someone in the inside leaked it, and it was immediately like tried to keep
It,
swept under the rug. But
but I mean,
no,
if
I
you
believe
been
people
if
reposted
you go
and
see,
they kept
yeah,
things. So you
it's
can
still
dig and find
tragic to
it.
see what happened.
Yeah.
Like the last seconds, I still actually seen that like leaked footage. Like the last seconds was what happened. It got cut off.
Oh wow, that's interesting. No,
It was
okay,
like
so
his head got cut off, but like
oh wow.
like a couple seconds before it cut. So like people were like wondering what happened.
Oh yeah, no,
Pretty
that's
crazy.
terrible. Very crazy stuff happening in Hollywood at the moment. No, there's just so much things. A lot of people. What are you thinking about current state of Hollywood at the moment,
It's
the time
not
of
good.
filming
The
this?
writer's strike was not good.
Oh, that's
Still
still
going on,
going
if I'm
on as
right.
well. still going on. A lot
Yeah.
of people coming out to
It's
support the
honestly just
writer's strike.
crazy.
And what's interesting? It's really interesting to hear about all the famous actors who also are writers, because a lot of people that act in these movies, like Seth Rogen, uh, Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, a lot of these famous actors come out and support the writers' strike to and they're because they're not making any movies. But the thing is with them is they still write and act in these movies because of the fact that they are, because a lot of the time they're producers as well, so they're able to afford
Actually,
to
I
write
only
for it as
support it
well.
because I wrote for a movie a couple years ago. I think you know it. I don't exactly remember. It was for a lot of projects. It got picked up on one. I got credited.
Oh
I got
yes, there
paid
was.
not a lot of money. I only got paid
You're
like
referring to that
$2,000.
romance movie.
Yeah, the romance. It was a romance
Was
movie.
it
Yeah,
that was the one where they
I only
like
got
they
paid
were
two
stuck on the
hundred
bench for a
thousand
while?
dollars.
There was that iconic
They
scene
just stuck.
at that was the scene at the
Mm,
in the park where they were at the bench, right? Like one of those
I wrote
tables, like
that.
wooden tables. You wrote that scene. Yeah, that was one of the
I wrote
big
most of the
things being
movie.
talked about.
It
I
was,
think it was
and they
called,
only
what
gave
was
me
it
two
called?
hundred thousand dollars for me.
It was called like Love on a Dime or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Okay, yeah. I mean,
Because there was the whole
it
thing with
was.
the
It was a
quarter,
long time
yeah.
ago.
With the coin, yeah. That was a very,
It just.
honestly, wait, you wrote for that.
I wrote 75% of that movie. They used 50% of
Wow.
it.
You're
So
saying they did
like
some rewrites.
only
That's
50% of
very
my, and they
of your
only paid me
version.
$200,000 for that movie to write for it.
Wow. Uh
And so I support it personally.
uh would you
I
say
support the
that
writer's strike.
at yeah, okay, for sure, yeah. Cuz like you just said, you're a victim of the underpayment of the writer, so you can
Hmm.
understand what they're going through. Could that also be partly why you decided to step down from acting?
Uh-huh, yeah, that's, I mean, it's not even about payment. It just, there's not a lot of good things being wrote because writer strike. And just, I don't know, there's not a lot of good projects to work on. Halo show, I was gonna be in it, but it's just not good. Lots of
Yeah.
shows that are not good.
Yeah, the writing more
As a
recently I've
result, I'm
seen
starting, like,
more
more
recent
careers.
Hollywood. Yeah, the writing has been kind of downcast, and also a lot of cynical stuff being made because of the fact that people, I think, in the current state of America, whether it be because of politics or just the way that people act towards each other, whatever it may be, it's kind of created a kind of lapse in judgment in recent media because of the fact they're trying to keep up with. A lot of people are very uncultured. They don't know what people want anymore. That's where I think some more recent movies, like very few and far between, you get a good
Yeah.
one, right, with good writing
You
and good
actually heard that they're
concepts.
writing a Skibidi Toilet movie?
Oh yeah, I
Like the
heard that
animation?
they were gonna get some good
Michael Bay,
directors.
right?
Yeah, Michael Bay is gonna be directing that. A very
That's
interesting
honestly stupid.
idea. I don't really know a lot about Skibbity Toilet. We did have him as a guest on the show. I think in
Mm.
uh, the last episode or a few episodes before, we did have him as a guest. We got some insight saying that the he was saying that the Skibbity Toilet movie most likely won't happen because of the fact that there's so much just trauma or drama in recent years with Skibbity Toilet. It started as a YouTube trend. He was just because the original video of him in the toilet was just him and his friends just hanging out, right? They were just recording a stupid video. They had no idea that it would get to where it is now. So they kept trying to one up the
Mm.
last video, and eventually, actually, you can see that they got a new guy to be Skibbity Toilet even in the web series.
Oh, that's crazy.
What Skibbity Toilet did was he actually cashed out, and like he took royalties is what he's doing. He's taking royalties for the show
Oh,
on YouTube, the web series.
that's. That's nice for him, I guess.
It's good for him, but no, he's still upset with the state of the web series at the moment. But yeah, he said that the movie most likely won't happen because of the big out backlash that they'll probably get from the writers' strike and just so many variables going into it as well.
Did you hear
But
about the Mr. Beast drama? About the Mr.
oh
Beast?
yes, that's been a big thing. Uh, More recently, he actually like reached his hand into uh Raisin Bran cereal box, and the company got very angry at him for doing that. And yeah, there's been a big whole court hearing about it. A
Oh,
lot of stuff going on.
ooh. There's
The
also another
Sun
drama that's
mascot
pretty new.
is even getting involved, even though he. But I feel like it's unnecessary to involve him. Me personally, I feel like it's unnecessary. He wasn't really there. He wasn't there at the time, and I feel like that's not very fair on his part, on his behalf. But
Hmm.
anyways, like you were saying,
I
you're
actually
where do you
got
hope
one.
you have a little dirt on the Raisin Brand mascot, okay?
No. About Mr. Beast. So, Mr.
Oh, on
Beast.
Mr. Beast, yes, please,
Uh,
please,
so
tell.
Mr. Beast, his friend recently came out, and people are saying that he's a groomer. I think the term's
Oh, he's
called.
a groomer. Wow, that is some
His
interesting.
name is Ava Chris Tyson. Some stupid shit like that. Um,
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, I'm aware of that. That's one of his friends.
mhm.
Was they cut off
Friends
their
are
penis,
trans,
turned a tranny.
but
Yes, I'm
yeah.
aware of that. Now I
But he
also
likes
heard that Mr. Beast like touched Chris at one point. Now, I don't this is kind of
Wait, there's a
new.
leaked video of that. I have the video on my phone.
You have it, like you've saved. Okay, pull
It's like a 6 minute video or 6 second
oh, oh
video
yeah,
of
yeah,
him
yeah.
like
It's pretty
touching
long.
his balls.
Yeah, yeah, pretty interesting stuff Mr. Beast is going on. I personally never liked the guy. I always felt like he put on a facade of a oh, I'm a generous guy. I don't know if him building
I
all
was
of
on one
those
of his
houses.
things, like the celebrity shit that he does, and like I don't know, he paid me good money. He's cool, but I just don't respect what he does because
Yeah,
it's just like he's like I'm Mr. Beast and I'm give you money because you're a fucking
yeah,
fan. And
that's a
honestly,
big
it's just
that's a
kind of
big
stupid.
thing behind it is the
It's good.
fact.
It's a good thing, but he should be giving more to people that are in need instead of just his subscribers.
Yeah, I think a big part of that drama is actually that he fakes a lot of his videos is an
I've heard
actual
that. I heard that rumor
that's yeah.
about.
No, yeah, but like the thing
I
about it was that an actual worker, someone that used to work on his videos with him, like as an editor or whatever it may be, they came out with all these allegations and all this proof and a lot of stuff about Mr. Beast. Very, very concerning for for Jimmy's sake. Um, we've yet to hear back from him. We were gonna try and get him on our show, but no, we have yet to get a message back from him. But anyways, more on you. So back to your basketball career specifically. I
ooh.
feel like there's a lot of room to work with there, a lot of stuff that you're able to, a lot of areas that you're able to come across going into the sports because usually it's someone in sports going into acting, not the other way around.
Mhm. But I'm 45. I was 15 making those Sesame Street stuff.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
45 to going to the NBA. I'm doing pretty good. My health's pretty good. I've been going in the gym, doing deadlift, and
Yeah.
all that.
And I
Honestly,
think
I'm just trying to build better on my stuff.
yeah, how's
Honestly.
how forgive me for not remembering on hand, but who was the actor that portrayed your voice in the show? Because I believe you and him are still doing pretty well, and he's like
Oh,
someone.
the actor. So he was only my actor for the 80s because I still
Yeah,
sounded young. So he's doing good. He's going good. He still does a little bit of voice gaming, and I respect him for that. He's my brother
yeah.
actually,
Oh, he's your
my
brother.
my
Tell us a little
brother-in-law.
about that.
He's my brother-in-law. And honestly, I respect him for doing my voice. It's honestly crazy that he's my brother-in-law. Huge coincidence.
Oh yes, that's very big stuff. He actually married your sister Kissy Missy. Is that true? I heard that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I heard they're doing pretty well. Let's put some wedding photos on
They
the
do have a
screen
good
as well.
marriage.
Yeah, very happy marriage going on. Um, but no, that's really interesting that you were you're able to still be very close with your brother-in-law. No, that's really cool, and he was also extremely supportive about you making this decision as well.
Yeah, just because there's a whole lot to work with acting, honestly.
Yeah,
And so,
a lot of area to touch
honestly, I just
upon. You
respect
don't
her
want
for
to.
doing the voices all back then. It was hard to get all that done. He was, I think, my voice when the show kind of started to, like, no, not when the show started. It's kind of when I got put on the show, like the 80s, 90s, like
Yeah,
late 70s. And he was playing my character, like, he was playing the voice of my character until, like, 1978 to, like, um, what's it called? I don't remember actually. I think it was like 1991. I'm pretty old, but I'm in the
mm-hmm.
NBA.
Yeah, because like it's very interesting to look back on this stuff. Now, your brother-in-law was very supportive of you going into basketball at all. Now, a lot of that for some people that isn't the case. As far like from what I've heard, I heard that Kermit was
He
actually
just
pretty peeved about you leaving the show.
he was peeved to me leaving the show back in like 2015,
Yes,
and it
yes,
was honestly just insane. It just I
yeah,
thought we
because
were good
he's got
friends.
a
We were on
big
good terms, and
part.
he was getting mad.
Yeah, I've because like as a lot of us know, Kermit has a big role, not just as the host of the Muppets in the more recent movies. He also has a big role in the department, like the people running
Yeah.
all of those shows.
Mhm.
He's got a very high
And
role.
so
One of the department heads deciding for the studios, things like that. So he's got a lot of things to be concerned about. So I feel like that might have been the core of his anger. It might not have been like he put it towards you because
for no reason, honestly.
I feel like he felt if Grover were to leave the show, then it would hurt the minds of the children. Maybe they would be like, "Mom, where's Grover? I miss him." Like things like that. They were
But they wrote
probably
me out of the show. That's the thing I don't understand. They wrote me out of the show, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're a bitch because you left the show and you left all that shit you made. You gotta
so you're
finish it.
saying he
I'm not
was
making you
more of a
finish
it
it."
was more of a manipulative scenario.
Yeah, you saying like, "Oh yeah, you're not going back in the show because you're too pussy and you're not like me, where I'm still doing my show from the '70s."
Oh, that's interesting
It's
because
honestly, it's really stupid that he wants me to do back on the show when it's not a lot of room writing, and there's not a lot of episodes being filmed nowadays, so it's just hard
yeah,
to
they're like uh
keep maintaining money and
a
pay
few
for all.
episodes a month is more of what it is. They're not being made as much as they used to. They used to have like a few episodes a week, like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was made. So you're saying it's a lot slower now, and
It's a lot slower. It's
also,
not fun to record.
oh, of course, the company behind it came out with these statements, making it seem like it was mutual, just more of like a just creative differences rather than like them completely writing you out. So that's some media altering fib shit just to like altering falsehoods in the media just to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, make themselves look better is what it's sounding like.
So yeah, it's also just crazy. Like I don't know what Kermit's doing now. I heard that he was in jail now. Is that true? I don't
He's in
really
jail.
remember
No, I
that
think his
rumor.
brother was because
I think his
he famously
brother.
got his twin brother to play the the Russian frog
Constantine.
in that one
Oh
Constantine.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
Constantine.
Yeah,
Constantine's in
Constantine.
jail, I think. He is on
Constantine.
the run,
He
actually. I think Kermit's on the run.
no, I
He's on the
think
run.
it still is Constantine because yeah, because after
No, no,
Kermit
no.
would not risk uh his company, and also Kermit's rich, so he could be doing lots of stuff. But no, I think Constantine, since he's not as famous and not as well known, when he was in that movie, that kind of put his name on the map. And he only did a few projects afterwards, and it was also with the Muppets, just because he looks like Kermit, right? Um,
Hmm.
with Constantine, I believe, yeah, I believe he robbed a Wendy's and a Cracker
Yeah, he
Jack.
recently robbed a Wendy's
He
and
robbed
a Jack
a
in the
few
Box.
Wendy's actually, a Jack in the Box. He robbed a few of
Yeah, he
those.
robbed them and took the bag and just ran off with
Yeah, he was
Kermit.
like he was like
Him and
yelling, making
Kermit just ran
claims.
off.
Yeah, as he was running, he made claims about like war on those companies and war on like peace and poverty and things like that. Very interesting
Yeah,
stuff. A lot of stuff to decipher there. But no, I'm sure Kermit really didn't care because I can hear I've heard that Constantine and Kermit weren't very close, and that they had a somewhat of a falling out immediately after him filming the movie. And he kind of left Constantine on a thing, so that might also have something to do with it. But no, what are your thoughts on Constantine? You didn't really work that close with him, did you?
I didn't work really close. Worked with him on one small project. That was it.
Yeah.
But Kermit recently, I heard he was on the run with his brother. I don't know where they're at right now, but
Are you saying he's
it's just
helping out
shocking.
Constantine?
Yeah, they're helping out each other, and he was robbing his Wendy's to make a bit of money. So him
Oh
and Kermit,
yes.
because he has the money, so he just because he was still selling all the stocks, he was shutting down companies.
It's easy for Kermit to help him since he's rich, yes. I agree
Hmm.
completely with that sentiment. I feel like yeah, I think it might have to do with just the fact that Kermit he will openly talk about these kind of things as if it's not a big deal, as well as he will a lot of the time come out like supporting his brother in his crimes. Not a good look for Kermit. So, would you say that you and Kermit's relationship has kind of dwindled over the years?
It's gone bad. It's started bad in like 2011, and then it's
Yeah.
now just we're not friends. Elmo's not friends with
Hmm.
them.
Oh, a lot of
It's
themselves.
just
Oh, a
it's
lot of the
hard.
characters have distanced themselves from Kermit.
Yeah, honestly crazy.
Wow, that's interesting. Um,
I
yeah,
honestly,
more on Elmo as well because
mm,
Elmo doesn't really openly talk about that kind of stuff. Elmo doesn't seem to be one of those extroverted actors. He seems to be kind of close and more to himself.
the reason I'm just talking about it is just because on the internet you can find this stuff already, more
Yeah,
detailed.
more detailed.
I just talk about it just because some people want to know about it.
Oh, for
Honestly,
sure.
I think we should end the podcast here and we can pick up on another day.
Okay, well, that's not for you to decide, is it? Anyways,
I gotta be running my plane, okay?
all right, I get it. Fine. Okay, so um,
Alright.
I think
Last
yeah, I
question you
think
want.
we'll. I'd like to get a little information on your feelings towards the Big Mouse himself, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey
Um,
Mouse.
he is kind of a big name in Hollywood. Um, uh, so what are your feelings on him at the moment?
Hold on. Soap's asleep.
Yeah, I hear the ghost of Christmas Past wailing, so I think that's where we should end it. Make sure to check out BrianTalkz.com. That's where I shoot all of my um amazing podcasts. That's where you can find all my merch, a lot of stuff with my face on it, and also that's where you can find my books. A lot of my books are in there. There's a whole thing. You can just go to the website, check it out. But anyways, thank you guys for supporting. See, I'll I'll get some more podcasts planned for the future. We've got a lot of big names in the future of BrianTalkz, so make sure to like, subscribe, stir, and fuck you. Go subscribe yourself.